such a standout player for this team. So whether the Akali goes into his hands or Pobelter's, I think it is a very, very worthy first pick, even with Gwen, as we just saw in the previous game. Jenkins, take Ignite. Gwen Ignite, he doesn't have as much value versus the Akali because the Akali gets to disengage a lot of the situations. So I'm super curious if they want to find this matchup as well. CLG have been one of the teams to put a much lower value on Gwen, even really early on, than a lot of the other teams.
Oh, Senna comes through. Definitely a highly prized bot laner. Ezreal off the table. So barring that, yeah, I think Senna is my pick for most important bot lane champion to play. It's going to go Lost's way.
Get that Kench in there then. Let's see it. Oh, boom. What a magnificent. Couldn't have seen that one coming.
Well, I mean, yeah, we expect it to be the matchup, but it's always interesting when you pick it, because you pick it here and you're like, yeah, sure. They're not going to take Kench almost ever. Like, maybe they Varus Kench, but but it also means like you're not getting priority jungler. So okay, yeah, Rumble you're gone, but you can get whatever's next up. But it also means they're not, what if the Gwen gets taken and Akali goes mid, Gwen goes top, and you get both these highly prized assassins? Like, is that going to be a threat? Instead, it looks like the answer may just be Jinx Thresh, and you just play with a heavy backline, and that's going to be the lock-in.
We're playing a game of Gwen Limbo here. How low can you go in the draft to see Gwen's icon? Will she pop up in the second round of bans, perhaps, then, if they don't want to invest in it?
Yeah, worth noting, she's not 100% in every region, right? There's plenty of teams that will just let the champion drop. She's not so highly prized that you must play her, and a team's going to learn over time. Gnar locked in is the answer to top.
But this region, Phreak, the LCS, it does ring true. Second round of bans here. Let's see. Whittling down, honestly, since bottom lanes are already locked in, I want to crunch down on jungle picks. Yes, TSM are banning away solo lanes here, but if CLG, since Broxah's Lee Sin is already banned out, I would honestly want to follow it up here on Spica, because Spica has been one of the most dangerous TSM members. Honestly, so some of the things that he actually has more threat on than some of the other junglers in the league, like Nidalee and such, as well. CLG might want to keep their eyes on.
Okay, looking at Set, looking at Lee Sin. Of course, that one's gone, so we're not going to look at him much anymore. That obviously makes the Akali pick even safer. Lulu off the table. Karma could follow if you're looking at supportive mid laners. That said, I would not want to play Lulu or Karma in a comp where I'm Senna Gnar. We don't have the damage to play that kind of champion. I think that would actually be an int draft, so I don't think CLG needs to ban that one away. TSM, though, getting rid of other good champions into Gnar. Since Akali could go mid, you can counterpick that even more strongly. So that can make some sense. GP doing the same. So they're really assuming Pobelter's on the Akali.
Yeah, I mean, that would be my general assumption as well. It's one of the champions he has racked up a lot of solo queue games on. So both of them definitely capable, but with the Gnar being thrown down by TSM, you want to protect, right?
Yeah.
The Akali is a pretty good option into Gnar, because you can assassinate post level 6 in mini form. You can go for the all-in for sure. So it definitely is a viable option for CLG still. They're not locked into it, but TSM are like, we're more worried about, an Aurelia all-in or something like that.
Interestingly, Sylas would have actually been pretty good into Gnar overall. Pre-6 isn't outstanding, but post-6, it's just dumb easy.
Then you really are kind of forced into an AD jungler, I feel like, too.
You just play Xin Zhao, right? Okay, yeah, I guess taken, so XD, you can't take Xin Zhao. Point taken, point taken.
Play Kha'Zix. I want to see Kha'Zix, baby.
You have no front line.
Yeah. Just go a bunch of
It gets tough. I'll give you that one. It gets tough. Yeah. So, okay, understandable. Sometimes the draft obviously matters. All right, so jungle and top lane needed here for CLG.
Oh, honestly, too, because you're mentioning, you didn't want to see like Lulu flirting around with the TSM team with the lower look at DPS, but with Xin Zhao, we haven't seen very, very similar comps, almost exactly the same when you did have Gnar top, Senna TK bottom lane, and Xin in jungle, with Karma still floating around as an option if you did want to really buff up this and really put Spica at the forefront. Honestly, I don't think they're going to go that direction, though, so CLG second lock in here for their own jungle. Technically, you can jungle Wukong, but he's just better as a top laner, better with levels, so
absolutely.
No reason to.
Should feel good. I think feels good into Gnar as well. Honestly, the armor stack obviously pretty good, but also the ability to go back and fight him is going to be strong. I like the CLG draft. Plenty of setup, plenty of damage.
Ooh. talking about damage. PoE, we've seen back-to-back Lucians, and fans in an uproar. TSM not looking like they're playing around it very well either. So I like the switch here, PoE on the LeBlanc. And even though mostly known for, oh yeah, the long history of control mages, his LeBlanc was always sprinkled into all these different metas, and is so confident. I like the smile on his face as well. When you have LeBlanc Xin Zhao, it is a terrifying mid-jungle duo. If you go help the LeBlanc push out, you unlock the LeBlanc, and honestly doesn't even need help against an Akali pre-6. Like that invade into your jungle is death, because they both have super long range dashes. LeBlanc can even set up for the Xin Zhao to be able to land W off of W chaining in. So really like this investment of TSM into Spica and PoE as a duo. See if it actually pays off for them with some mid-jungle synergy, some early game priority.
Could be great. Can TSM stop the losing streak? 0-2 so far this week. Want to make up that gap and get back to the same number of wins that Cloud9 currently enjoys over in first. On the CLG side, it does look like they've been getting a little bit better, but they're 3 games behind 8th right now. It's been a rough spring. It hasn't looked great in summer either. There have been glimmers, but they have not all converted into wins. We're waiting to see CLG firing on full cylinders and hoping to do it now against TSM. That would be a statement. That would be the way to end the week and start the climb again. Turtle against his old team, and see if this one can be the run. We are on to the Rift here for Game 3 of the day. Top lane gonna be the matchup, by the way, to look for a lot. Finn versus Huni is on ProView, and honestly, Finn's Wukong should look good here.
I'm hoping for it, honestly. I wanted to see more Wukong in the LCS, especially with Divine Sunder in the current state. Wukong does have build diversity, but now I feel like with the power of the Divine Sunder, going Divine Sunder plus Sterix is insane. Both side lane and team fight power for the champion. So we shall see if he's able to get the advantage there on Huni. You can definitely punish a mini Gnar with a Gragas gank. You can set up your Wukong for success, getting an early kill there to allow him to accelerate his Divine Sunder build, and then start to rule the side lane from there, teleporting down to the bottom side of the map, so you can transition over to the Jinx Thresh.
Huh. Don't want to get the 10 gold to PoE. Could have gotten it no problem. There was plenty of time. SwordArt with the sweeper. It wasn't going to time out anytime soon. They get to share the XP. Like, that's obviously the important part, but still would have liked the gold handed over. Yeah. Huni and Finn gonna cross paths. Yeah, big early damage from the Gnar. Not a lot that Gnar can do. Ouch.
In fact, nothing Gnar can do.
No.
I will say that. You throw your boomerang, which is more like a wet rag orang, right in the Wukong's face. It does 0 damage. Wukong eats right back in on you. And guess what? Wukong is amazing, Phreak.
The only boom about Huni is his mental. This lane is done.
Finn actually on cooldown got in range for every E. Huni, that was actually insane. Just insane play right there. Walking in through Tribush, yes, trying to transition back from the level 1. It's a little bit of an oversight there. But man, the second 2, following back up, walking in range there, that just sends him right back to base. Finn now, ginormous level lead, building up this slow wave. Honestly, it is Gragas, so it's kind of hard for Gragas to get here that quick, but you see him transitioning. Finn's like, okay, maybe I can just last hit these, maybe slow push and buy enough time for the cannon wave to get here and bring the real hurt to Huni. It's going to be a level 1 mini Gnar, but as you see in the jungle, Gragas can't get there that quick. Nobody expected, Wukong to get this sort of a crazy trade onto Huni in this sort of lead, so timing's not exactly going to work out.
Good damage overall. The Spanish Inquisition of top lane matchups. Not expected to be this good, but okay, wave out of the turret. Huni gonna grab what he can, and I mean, there is a world where Gragas skips all 3 camps and he is there on time if he really wanted to do it, he could. I'm not saying it's worth it. I'm just saying theoretically could have been.
I'm gonna say it's not worth it.
Okay.
So I know that you will go as far as to say, never mind. Let's see about this mid lane play, because Wukong is using the roam timer here. Okay,
Pope's gonna fade his W, right? He's like, QW me, come on, jump in on me. There we go. There's the W pop. So now, PoE just, he runs to the bottom side. And this is Xin Zhao, so nothing's gonna happen.
And again, that is just full communication. Whenever, you know, Huni's in this situation, you bet he's communicating to his team, Wukong, just beat me out of lane. I have no control over this Wukong. Be on the lookout. He's roaming down now. There is a move timer for Finn. So PoE pays attention to the comms, hovers onto the bottom side of the map. That is just correct play there. And we would kind of honestly be flaming them if he had not.
Oh, yeah.
So easy kind of follow up there for TSM, playing around it.
Finn grabs some of the farm, keeps the wave in this spot, and now Huni, okay, he has a ward, which means Huni can actually play the lane somewhat. Obviously, the trades look bad for him, but he's at least allowed to be in XP range. Flash early. Lost thought he could be attacked. Assailed, a body slammed, out he goes.
All right. I agree with him there, too. Smoothie and Broxah are ready to flash as well with the Predator running, with the extra speed as well. So, cautious play on the bottom side. We do now, too, have to always check the Tahm Kench skill leveling because we had at MSI, you know, Tahm Kench 2 points tongue and no point in devour for some of these early ganks. So sometimes that as well will burn an early summoner spell.
Second half of the chain's going to land. Cannon, sadly, unkillable for Pobelter as the wave pushes in. 31 CS. Yeah, Finn actually is going to be just equal in farm here, and he's low enough on mana that he's actually afraid of being dove, I feel like. He's going to end up maybe even down in CS as the wave resets. I am surprised that Finn is, he's down 2 CS. Good job to Huni to come back from a catastrophic start to be in a lead here.
Yeah, I mean, he was able to get his recall off, and then the next wave was a cannon wave, so it took a lot of time there. The thing that Finn really earned was the roam timer, and kind of invested it towards a look towards mid.
Oh, wow. Good hook, but now as long as you can hold on to Flay, you can just go over the Senna. He's flashless, lost, the health bar might be gone. Cannot sidestep the zap. Smoothie's got to take it, but he can't get in range. And now Tahm Kench is just battling. Turtle has to flash away from Wind Becomes Lightning, and that trade gets turned around.
Honestly, though, strong performance from the CLG bottom lane. It's just that jungler on the opposite side of the map, so not able to follow up on anything, and TSM end up getting extra summoner spells out of CLG, even though in isolation, definitely a strong 2v2 play. Problem is, jungle position means more than that. And guess what? Spica bottom side means flash is blown in their favor, plus the dragon spin.
Ult. Huni afraid of getting flashed. I guess the E could have come in. I'm not sure, but Broxah is here. Thanks for burning your flash, buddy. Thanks for the first blood. Good cleanup.
This time around, he's not getting away. So lucky, Phreak. Huni, mini Gnar is easy pickings there for Broxah. And once again, a Gragas, just Predator walking right up to him. Really good coordination. Again, with the bottom side, you know, keeping track of jungler, made both of these plays, Phreak. It made the bottom side summoner spell turn around. It also just makes the proactive CLG one top. So both teams probably need to invest a little bit more in trying to get the deeper ward or tracking the jungle camp respawn, because it was just regular clears from both sides. You see Broxah, and honestly, there's a yellow ping. There's a yellow ping in the river right now. If that is from TSM side, that is probably apt of TSM probably being like, yo, Broxah easily could have been on this top scuttle. He is top side, and it's a really good timing work out there for Finn forcing the flash out of Huni, or kind of scaring it out of him, and then making it very easy for Broxah to follow up.
Goodbye to cannon. PoE walking up to push him away, and it means no farm allowed.
I do also, because of that timing, want to compliment Broxah. Maybe we'll see a gank here on Akali in the meantime, though. On skipping that crab, not just going straight for perma clear into, crab into counter jungle those raptors. He makes the call and the communication with Finn on being proactive. And that's something we saw in the Lee Sin games. Super proactive, especially towards the top side of the map. They're really trying to make those, changes for CLG and those improvements, and that first blood as well to his benefit.
So, close farm in the top lane. Mid lane plus 13, really solid here. Tahm Kench has been last hitting excellently, so that's also feeling good. And that's with Lost taking some of the CS, actually. So, actually, overall better farm on the TSM side. feeling great about their bottom lane chances right now. Smoothie waiting around behind the wall looking for a hook, not going to find one. Pobelter and PowerOfEvil seeing each other. With Broxah taking down the ward, and looks like they will indeed try to start for this Rift Herald as they've pulled down Wukong. Huni has to finish the wave. No, he's going to leave it up.
So the thing is, too, with bottom lanes kind of moving right now, Tahm Kench is level 6. So TSM has another little short range advantage in the roam up through river. So it should be TSM's. And especially since then you see the commitment of CLG. Turtle just walks up to the wave. He's like, okay, no pretenses here. We are just going to keep our bottom lane, bottom side, try and push out the wave while TSM work on the Herald. There is no Jinx here, so everybody else from CLG hovering around is kind of dilly-dallying, wasting a little bit of time.
The Gnar, yep, easy stun to the wall, still some damage. Finn wants to set it up, actually, gets over and gets a couple of knockups, so Explosive Cask is gonna secure it, and it's 2-0 from the top side.
Oh, Broxah making this Mega Gnar look like a teddy bear freak.
Yeah.
Dunks him again. Finn immediately starting out in the tri-brush of death, we shall call it nowadays. And this Wukong pick is just dominating them.
Some farm for Spica. All right, that's what he's going to get, is some extra money, maybe towards the Divine Sunder or Trinity Force, but ultimately, yeah, Bruiser, Xin Zhao going to be the one.
That's got to be Divine Sunder.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't expect Triforce, but actually, it's not even part of that build. It's a different item. It's not Phage.
Yeah, it's the... Oh! Nice little
okay.
interrupt. Honestly, though, the top side is the entire story of this game because, again, Wukong transitions so well to also teamfight possibilities here. And because the ultimate is so well used in these AoE situations, even though you have Tahm Kench saving one person, it's still going to have a really big impact there. And you're creating this opening for your Jinx, moving up, getting resets in the fight, getting excited with the very, very hard to pin down double solo laners of Akali Wukong. So, I mean, it is taboo to get, hype up CLG in their early games and get the faith started too early, especially after the heartbreak they suffered yesterday. But we got to do it.
You have to. They are playing well. They've got, Jinx off the ground well. Maybe they have less CS in the lane, but who cares? It's still 96 CS Jinx at 10 minutes. Now a flay backwards and a flash to safety. Of course, lane had run out, so Turtle out of summoners means he could easily be attacked there. A flash force at a Smoothie as well.
Yeah, and because they're communicating on this roam here for PowerOfEvil, so much respect from the CLG bottom lane. Their summoner spells, it feels like, very close to on cooldown, burning all summoner spells again. But as long as they don't go down, no extra gold given over. So CLG does retain their lives, at least, to try and combat this possible dragon start. With the bottom side of the map being in the situation it is, though, with, I believe there's no teleport on the other side. As soon as the gold graph goes away, we can confirm that as well. Oh, Vince is coming up quick. Could be a desync. If CLG can actually delay right now, they could have the Wukong turn the tables.
Yeah, Akali obviously can walk down.
It's pushing wave top too.
Okay, but can he get out of the way of this Gnar? Keep in mind, Huni can kind of keep him a bit locked up. Even if he's not Mega, he can just deal so much damage and TP's not worth it. So it is going to be basically the dragon stopped. I assume some of that is TP timing being known. Calling out that, yeah, Finn could show if needed. Ultimately able to get away, not going to take anything. And Huni will just clear the wave and crisis averted.
Yeah, I like that reading the map there from TSM, because even if they're not exactly sure on the exact second of the teleport timer, Finn had the wave pushing in a really good spot. They know he's at least coming up first, and they don't want to open themselves up to that flank. Now, though, actually returning to just check on the dragon, I believe, there from Spica.
Yeah, not going to be much of anything. Obviously, plenty of vision there for the CLG side. Time to summon the Herald and get 2 plates. The bottom turret actually going to be almost undamaged pre-crash.
That's...
I mean, they're gonna get 300 gold. Maybe they'll do a little bit more. Turtle actually a little injured, but LeBlanc we know is locked in a lane right now. Spica obviously known to be in the bottom lane, and looks like it is just going to be these 2 plays taken, shared across the jungle and AD carry. And now with Jinx busy clearing the wave, it's another start onto the Dragon. TP burn instantly, though. Finn wants in. Mega Gnar up in a second, though, which means Huni can TP as well. Cass gonna find a couple of targets. It's gonna be tough for Akali. Gets away, stays alive. Wukong is in, finds the knockups, and it's gonna be time to go for Lost, but Lost is alive. Gets away, Rocket will not kill, and Finn gonna be attacked. Mega Gnar over the top, Senna over there as well. Spica finds one, and PoE gets the second. TSM take the 13-minute team fight, and Tahm Kench is not done. He is hungry, true to the lore, and SwordArt is on the chase. Smoothie is low, he is flashless, he is running for dear life, finds the hook. They may have taken him down, but no, PoE's in for another. It's 4 kills to TSM. A stopwatch will not make you live. Broxah wasted, and a Bud Light ace for TSM.
And let that be a lesson to you again. How many years do we have to go over it? But do not hype CLG early on, Phreak. Oh my goodness, TSM cleaned them all up. CLG spent so much going after Tahm Kench. The Gragas full engage with the flash, with the ultimate, all on the Tahm Kench with Senna right next to him. Tahm Kench just devours Senna, then Finn also flashes over the wall to get the Wukong ultimate on him, and actually follows the Tahm Kench instead of the Senna into the rest of the team. And CLG, they've just expended all the playmaking ability on the front line there on this catfish, and they have 0 rewards to show for it.
Absolutely nothing, so watch that one again. It's a good setup, but it's just not enough.
Yeah, so Pobelter's on the top side, but he can't finish off the Xin Zhao, so then Finn's flank actually turns into only, and then they both go after SwordArt instead of Lost. And Lost gets away with 100 HP, walking to the rest of the team, but then they've overchased into this jungle corridor after the Tahm Kench, and guess what? You've been making fun of Huni. Huni's been taking a beating all game long. Guess what? The Mega Gnar comes in to punish them, and they even have the Tahm Kench ulti to further the chase here. Follow it up. PoE flashing over the back of the Dragon pick to make sure that TSM pick up every last member of CLG.
The one thing identified on the CLG side, Pobelter had infinite license to flash ult and execute the Senna after the Tahm Kench devour. Had the spells up, could have easily one-shot up, no counterplay available on the Senna side. Yeah, it would have been attacked by LeBlanc afterwards, but flinched, did nothing, waited for the fight to play out, and then ulted into a full health Mega Gnar instead.
Definitely gonna need some review on that one.
Yeah.
Honestly, coordination in these team fights and target selection, that was a really big difference there, because there were a lot of things pointing towards possible good setup for CLG. But as soon as they saw the teleport, you know, and that's good awareness on TSM also, you know, scanning, seeing the teleport start channeling deep in their jungle for the retreat there. Good job by TSM funneling back and turning around there with Huni coming in. Last moments of Mega Gnar gets really good value out of it.
And here we are, into a game where TSM have weathered the early storm. Their gold lead is 2,500. They've got the first 2 dragons. They're about to claim their 3rd turret now as well. Rift Herald, by the way, held by the Senna. So we'll see at what point Lost is able to gain that gold. But TSM just knocking things down now in the mid game.
Yeah, it's crazy what an early game ace will do for you, because not only do you get all this money from acing an entire team and set them in their graveyard, unable to gain any experience, but outer towers are worth so much. TSM pick up 2 outer towers, 2 dragons, so the objective rewards are there in spades as well. CLG try and answer, and they do just barely get the last little damage out of those minions.
All right, power traded ultimately. Waiting for top lane and bot lane to continue the siege on the CLG side eventually. TSM, they've still got a knockdown mid. That one's going to be a little bit tougher. We wait for the next dragon, though, in 2 minutes. Honestly, TSM with the map control, sure an easy push right now. As they can move Lost back down, we start to play for the ward control, and we'll see when TSM gets dragon number 3, probably right at the spawn.
Honestly, yeah, I'd be surprised if they you know, let any sort of CLG like power move come in. They should easily be able to take Scuttle Crab in time, and they have plenty of presence through the red quadrant already too.
Big damage on an AP Gragas going toward the Night Harvester. Has some health, but no stopwatch. Takes big damage, gets lanterned out. You can see how much defense CLG has to play. Gonna miss that cannon there as well as Herald of Summon will not quite knock down the turret, but a nice nice play, good sidestep. Gets lost to safety as Wukong tries yet again. Rockabelt in for Akali. This time they will get the kill. CLG showing signs of life. They jump in on a SwordArt. He's going to be slowed. Has flash, but it might not matter. Oh, a hook's going to come in, but it's about to be Mega Gnar. Be careful, Huni. Flashes. Catches two. Catches two again. The stuns just keep getting layered, and another double kill comes in. Find a third as well. CLG cannot catch a break. PowerOfEvil wants another, a flash to safety for Pobelter.
Live by the Huni, die by the Huni. He comes in for another turnaround here for TSM. And CLG, just as again, they're grasping at these comeback moments, these straws here. They get snapped in half. TSM once again get the kills, but Phreak, it's the towers after every time they win these team fights too, adding another giant chunk of gold. Plus, this is even closer to the Dragon setup. They can get their reset off. Lost at a really critical dodge right there as well. It bought time, it forced more cooldowns and the commitment from CLG to finish off the Senna. But really, it is about Huni's Gnar bar. You see that Gnar bar, yellow, you start to get a little bit worried. They hook him in, but they've hooked in the Mega. He flashes in, gets the double stun, and that is the turnaround for TSM. PowerOfEvil's LeBlanc Assassin does finish them off. On screen, you can see the Dragon as well will be the third part of the rewards. Kills plus tower plus Dragon. It's just a recipe for success.
Recipe for success, TSM 3-0 in the Dragon count. Broxah had ulti when he landed the body slam on SwordArt, didn't press it. Don't get excited for Jinx. Every fight, I'm just looking for like who on CLG screwed up, and there's always some like really obvious, like just press your button, bro, and you get a free kill. And it's heartbreaking, but this is actually what's happening. It's actually just hands. It's actually just hands that are holding CLG back at some of these fights.
Whew. All right, well, let's refocus then, because can't do much about that now in the middle of a game. So CLG focusing on maybe trying to make some pick plays here. Problem is, obvious wards there from TSM allow LeBlanc, and LeBlanc already being slippery and a difficult target there, to have free reign over the bottom side of the map. PoE on this LeBlanc, now 4 kills to his name. A lot off of these re-engages from Huni, so Huni's getting a lot of the credit, but PoE using that mobility to its fullest to actually make good on those kills, and now becomes this fearsome side lane, force for TSM. Yeah. 4 stacks in the ring as well, so definitely see a possibility where he upgrades there. It's a pretty safe team comp, whenever you are LeBlanc. You're mainly looking at, point and click answers for opponents, and Merc Treads.
And there's one on the Wukong. He's like the one target the guy doesn't care about, but Pobelter, he's down a level. He's got a stopwatch, but that chain's gonna, just get sidestepped from. It's out of range. Thank you for the shuriken flip. Still means Pobelter is on the back foot, though, taking farm out of his turret, basically.
Honestly, yeah, I don't think he's got a lot of room other than this. So this is probably going to be a similar story for CLG. They don't have the extra power to be able to shove these lanes out. They're mostly just catching right now. And trying to maintain their defensive line of vision so that, hey, maybe they can actually catch a member of TSM in transition. As TSM are trying to grab more and more with this level of power, you're trying to take away jungle camps, you're trying to have more efficient rotations, increase your gold lead. Those are the openings that you look for on the other side to try and make your comeback. It just gets more and more difficult, especially as more flashes become available once again for TSM. If Huni and Spica get theirs back, it's just going to be so incredibly difficult to work around it.
Alrighty, 4,000, 3.5, but you can round always. Is the gold difference as TSM are soon to find Mountain Soul. And hey, by the way, did you see CLG's comp? It's really front-loaded on damage. It's an AP Gragas and an Akali. Oh, good luck dealing with the Mountain Shield at that point. So feeling great on the TSM side. Lost going towards lethality second. Keep in mind that Senna got some new lethality ratios in the last round of changes.
Definitely agree. And we're seeing here the difficulties of CLG playing against super strong 1-3-1. It's a 1-3-1 that's empowered by a Tahm Kench with the 3 squad. So your 3 is more mobile than usual. There's a Senna ultimate that is global. SwordArt can bring Spica, with the ultimate. So it's just like TSM, They have a very easy time in controlling the map here and setting themselves up for that Mountain Soul that you're alluding to. Minute and 40 seconds here. They're not even waiting the timer. They're going to force on Baron first.
They've got ward control, and I like this, right? They did everything they needed to make sure the wards were in their favor, the vision's in their favor, so why not take the play that's, you know, incredibly low risk and very high reward. Jinx Rocket, not going to be in time for a steal. It's capped anyway. Okay, they know what's happening, but 5k health left in. Pobelter going to be found out. Oh my gosh! Is that invisibility or is it death? It is the latter. Goodbye to Pobelter. Down to 4k. Is there a miracle steal from Broxah? He can reveal, he can see what's going on, but can you win a 4v5? Smoothie just going to be the lead as well, but again, there is always the Gragas angle. There's always a chance. Knock up in, Senna in. Wukong trying to run, flash to safety, explosive cast, does not matter. Goodbye to the Jinx, goodbye to the Gragas. Nothing CLG can do. PoE will not get him. Wait, Finn, you are going to live. I think you're going to live either way. It's gonna be the Bud Light ace yet again. A triple kill for PowerOfEvil. The Red Bull Baron buff on as well. TSM popping everybody.
And guess what? They finished all of their Baron work in time for this Dragon schedule, Phreak. So they can get us out of here nice and early. TSM full reset with the Baron-empowered recalls right on time for the spawn of Soul. Pick that one up on your way to CLG's base. And again, PoE, as we said in Champ Select, has always sprinkled in a couple of LeBlanc games every now and then. And with all the kills he got off of these Huni engages, now the LeBlanc laying in the brush just hundreds of zeros. Pobelter. And once that's over, it's just full engage from TSM. Really good job by Huni and SwordArt opening up a lot of these opportunities too. So it makes it look so easy there for PoE. He lies in wait in a brush, pops 100% the Akali, follows up on all the other plays, grabbing triple kill for himself. And my friend, that is a fully stacked Dark Seal and a death cap on the way.
He is real big on this LeBlanc. 2-level lead is the least of the worries from CLG right now. Yeah, off the screen, because it was a formality. Mountain Soul has been claimed. TSM's 8,000 gold lead. This is 99-1. Like, it is always possible to win a game, right? A really big team out of Jinx. It always can happen. But TSM, if they play it right at all, this is their game to close out, stop the lose streak, and once again tie for the most wins in the LCS.
All right, CLG, channel that heartache. Yesterday, real bad beat. Today, they've got to make a miracle out of almost nothing here. So see if they can get a surprise move. Broxah maybe. You're talking about those Hail Marys. Honestly, TSM are already at the door though.
Pobe goes down to very little health, and if PoE ignited, like that was actually a kill. So goodbye to Akali for now. Split push still happening. Gnar, okay, it's going to be an ulti in. I mean, you might as well, Finn, go for some damage, try to make the biggest play you can because Akali's TPing in. Going for a single kill is the best CLG is going to get, so I like the attempt. As soon as he goes back to Gnar, the reinforcements have arrived, though. SwordArt brings over Lost, and it's a lantern to safety. Ult for ult in a certain way. Bit more wave clear is allowed, but now bot lane's under fire, and that inhibitor turret is going to drop.
Yeah, that's going to drop, and I've got a small feeling there's going to be more to follow, Phreak. TSM not done yet. Only 20 seconds left on the Dragon. They're making another attempt on the split push bot.
Nice try in the cast. Of course, the flash out of Lost, and as Huni's almost back to Gnar, not going to be a viable target there either. Top lane wave is in. Thankfully for CLG, not Baron buff, so very quickly cleared away. A lot of golden XP to be earned. But double inhibitor is down, and here comes the mid lane wave as well. Honestly, CLG can't really fight this squad. You kind of have to wait out the Baron anyway. I don't think it's really a mistake. It's the best you're going to get. And now it's time to just farm these minions and hope for some kind of a throw. Hope you can get the big fight. It's just farming and farming and farming for CLG.
It is, and guess what? Honestly, it's a farming of a different kind for TSM. Some champion you see outside of base, see hero kill hero strategy will be reenacted here once again in the LCS. They get a full reset. So much money to spend. I want to see the death cap. Did he have enough to also upgrade the Medjai's on top? Doesn't look like it. Maybe he's waiting. He's still in base. There's a chance, Phreak.
Is it? Or is it a controller? Is it a controller or a Medjai's? It's a blue elixir.
Okay. Elixir, also huge power boost, so definitely worth waiting around there for the last little bit. You thought he was bursting people before. PoE now with the blue elixir on top of death cap.
Yep.
Magnification is going to be basically death for everybody.
Kobe, how often do you forget to pop elixir before a fight?
So I have become way less greedy because of the times that I have forgotten to pop them.
You're just like walking down mid, you're like, screw it.
Exactly. As soon as I'm out of base, I'm popping it because I'm like,
he did too.
Anything could happen in this world.
It got popped. Good job, PoE. He's like, I hit the base. All right, let's gonna make sure we got on. And here's the siege. This one can end the game, or it can be the miracle that keeps CLG alive. When is it coming? The waves all being pushed in at the exact same time. Overwhelming forces as Spica walks in. PoE's on the side, chunks down Broxah at about 3/4, turrets under fire. CLG must turn it on, but when will they do so? The minions are still crashing, and CLG have not gone for the attack. Cask is gonna miss, and finally Wukong goes in for the play, but he can't find any good targets. He's exhausted. He's gonna pop the stopwatch. The minions are inside the base. The sixth man doing a lot of work here for TSM as they walk it in, and they look to close out the game in 29 minutes. Another attempt comes through for CLG. Pop goes the Wukong. Down goes the Akali. And the third one up is going to be Broxah's Gragas. Kill him before the game ends. Thank you for the KDA. 16-3. TSM dismantle CLG.
And immediate cameras on PoE for the LeBlanc.
Yeah.
Smirks there. No more Lucian, no more lose.
Nope. Looking good. Finn had a great start in the level 1, tried for a roam, coordination stifled that. He looked good overall, but the game just fell apart in the team fights. Coordination and target selection, Kobe.
That first Dragon one, the chase through, so many resources expended. SwordArt cracking up. He's probably cracking up in that team fight as well, as they had the huge turnaround. And no one embodied that more than Huni himself. The target of all of the CLG plays early on, took huge punishment in the level 1, even walking back the lane. But then all of the turnarounds for the first few fights there for TSM on his back, on his Mega Gnar, definitely making up for it in spades.
Yeah, I know there are going to be players who are going to tilt off the level 1, have to walk back to lane, and then they get jungle camp for the first 2 deaths as well. And it's like, okay, this is going to feel so doomed, but I mean, honestly, his impact was so good. Good job, Huni, absolutely. I know he got kind of maligned for his Nocturne a little bit. Those games didn't look outstanding, but on Gnar, it's one of these he's played so much of throughout his career, looked very comfortable, and made a lot of great choices.
I like Bjergsen on stage, too, immediately going over to PoE. Legendary LeBlanc. Yeah.
I guess I'm not setting it after all.
Keep it loose over here.
Yeah. Not pulling an SK. The coach is going to stay on the coaching bench. He will go over there. That's going to be just fine. And, I mean, what more can you say? Like, this is the kind of TSM you expect. Like, this is the expected result for this matchup when you've seen these teams' records and seen them play throughout the year, right? Neither team made any roster changes. Like, yep, this is, a top 3 team versus a bottom 3 team. Hey, that's the result here. But TSM's been so inconsistent, right? They looked so lost against FlyQuest, for example. But then, hey, they're back, and it's back to full power TSM.
Yeah, honestly, I'm kind of still torn on it too. With the opening and the tools that CLG had, I'm still gonna bring a level of scrutiny to it, but it is a very much needed, I think, for TSM upward swing at the end of this week. So many people were already like, "Oh no, we're going back to 3-0-0-3 type of meme roller coaster type of meme," and very clear. And them also even talking about sometimes. More reaching out, branching out, trying to experiment a little bit more. Don't know if I'm fully sold on it, but a very good recovery here. And especially you can take specifically the team fights and those coordinations and the communication with Huni, being able to actually time those turns very well.
Yeah, and especially when so much of the deficit was like, well, he camped in Tribrush and okay, maybe took a greedy path back to lane, but it's like, well, yeah, of course you've got a bunch of top lane priority lost when, you have to lose your entire first wave off of a level 1. So, okay, sure, you can see those mistakes, but stuff cascades. Either way, well done by TSM. And we're joining Dash and Spica on stage for a Verizon